All right, y'all. Let's talk about this one. Kana Watanabe taking on Jena Bishop. First off, I got to say, man, all the fights delivered, all the flyweight fights delivered in this tournament so far for round one. Shout out to all the ladies in this one. We had 3 finishes, and then we had this 3-round war right here between Kana and Jena. I mean, Kana and Jena, they were going at it in this fight. Overall, Jena Bishop had the more power and the better strikes and the better ground game, but they were really bringing it. This was a 3-round war. Shout out to Jena and Kana in this fight. But when it came down to it, my pick was Jena Bishop. As y'all know, 100% had to pick Jena Bishop because I just felt like she was a better striker and a better grappler and just overall tough like that. I mean, Kana Watanabe is tough. She's strong and she's a good wrestler, but just too many holes in her defense, whether it's her coming forward or her on the back foot. She's just too accepting of certain positions, even on the ground. She's just too wide open, like you see in this picture here, for knees to the body. Look at her posture, she's just accepting these knees to the body and takedowns from Jena Bishop. So overall, I just saw this coming where, Jena was going to come in a little bit more polished and she was going to put that pressure on like she used in the Tyler Santos fight. But man, y'all got to check this out. If y'all missed this fight, I mean, right from the jump in round one, Bishop was using a lot of pressure and she was tagging kind of early, just backing her up, landing some hard shots upstairs. The first thing I noticed is like when she would punch into that clinch was the dirty boxing. That dirty boxing and them knees, landing some hard hooks and uppercuts, holding on Kana's head and just, hitting her with some big shots and bullying her. And those knees to the body, man, like that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, I think Jena probably learned from that Dakota fight. She learned something from that Dakota fight. She took a page out of Dakota's book and started landing some knees to the body in this fight. She said, all right, I got to work on my clinch game and striking game. So that's good. But during the break, Kana, when she created some space, man, she let them heavy hands go and she dropped Bishop with the right hook. So I was like, oh, the fight's about to turn around. Now we got a real fight. But Bishop was able to get back their feet. She started, well, first of all, when she got dropped, she was still game. She landed some hard up kicks. She hit Kana with some hard up kicks to the face. I thought she was going to get knocked out. And that's what I'm talking about. Like Kana scores the knockdown, but instead of letting her get back up, she tries to go into the fire and she eats 2 big up kicks to the face. She almost gets knocked out right there. And then Jena hits her with 2 hammer fists off of her back. So that just shows you what kind of dog Jena is. Jena's getting dropped and she's still fighting, whereas Kana scores a knockdown but doesn't really even know what to do with it. She's still getting hit. So she lets Bishop back up and Bishop goes right back to ripping that body. Like you see in this clinch right here, she landed some hard left hooks to the body and was just like ripping her with some shots. And then Kana came back with her own flurry. But to me, overall, Bishop, she was owning it. Like Bishop was taking shots to give shots. Like you see here, this left hand landed on Kana. She was landing this thing multiple times throughout the fight. In the second round, it was just a back and forth war. They were just cracking each other here. Now, this round, it started to balance out a little bit more because they both rocked each other. I think Kana hit Jena at one point with a right hand and she got wobbled, but she just recovered so quick. And, from the outside, it looked even. It kind of looked even because they both were throwing some nice rangy shots. But on the inside is where Bishop would take these rounds. She would go right back to beating Kana senseless with this dirty boxing. Every time she would get hit from the outside, she'd go right back in that clinch, start landing them big shots on the outside. Third round, Kana, to me, she started stronger. It looked like she was trying to go for the knockout because Bishop kind of, took her foot off the gas here a little bit. But again, when Bishop started like amping up again, she started lining up those left hands and just started cracking Kana, man, just hitting her with these hard left hands. And then eventually, I think Kana was going to win this round or maybe edge it out. But Bishop, she went in, scored that takedown, and was on Kana's back. And this is what I'm talking about. Kana's a good wrestler, but Kana Watanabe is just not a good jiu-jitsu practitioner. Like, she's just not good at certain positions. She's just accepting. So Bishop almost gets the back of her and almost gets that rear naked choke to finish it off. So it went from the feet to straight to the ground to see who had a better ground game. And there, Jena proved it as well. She proved she had the better hands, the better choices made. Then when they went to the ground, who's the better wrestler? Who's the better grappler? Jena Bishop was. So I had it 30-27. I had it 30-27 for Jena Bishop. It was a good 3-round war. So Jena Bishop, she's going to advance to round 2. She's going to be taking on what's her name? Shakalova. Yeah, Katerina Shakalova. She's going to be taking on her. As y'all know, she was the late replacement for Tyler Santos, and she beat Velasquez, which I'll talk about here in a minute, but in another video. But yeah, man, if y'all missed this fight, y'all got to check this one out. This was a good war. Like I said, I don't know if somebody like Jena Bishop, definitely know Kana probably will never make it to the UFC, but I would love to see like Jenna Bishop style in the UFC. I don't know if they ever make it there. Jenna's already like what 39 years old, but for what she's doing over here, she's a fun fighter to watch. She's good on the ground. She's action packed. She's actually a little bit more exciting than some UFC fighters. She's always coming to fight. Um, in this dirty boxing level, I like it. I like what she was doing in the clinch, just landing some hard shots. And then, off of her back, she's still fighting. So, yeah, shout out to Jenna, man. I enjoyed the performance overall. Kana, man, there's just a lot of things she's doing wrong in there. I think she's just defensively irresponsible, whether she's coming forward or going on the back foot. I just think she's wide open. Like she needs a better boxing coach. She really needs a better boxing coach. I think they just focus too much on wrestling. She needs somebody, to help her work on her kickboxing, just overall defense, man, because she's just too reckless in there. And I don't see her advancing. I just kind of see her being like a stepping stone for some of these other girls, if she's not up on her boxing like this. But Jenna, on the other hand, like I said, she's made some nice improvements, working with Angela Hill. And I think she learned from that Dakota fight. So, yeah, man, definitely check this fight out, y'all. If y'all did, who do y'all think is going to win this tournament? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.